Hi everyone, so it's day 3 and the topic of discussion today is functions. Functions are nothing but the reusable code that performs specific tasks. That means we don't need to write the code for to make that task happen. So there are some built-in functions which we are going to discuss about today. There are many examples of built-in functions. Let's say print is one example, sum is another example, max is another example, min is another example. So all these functions are built-in function. That means someone has already wrote down that function. All we need to do is just call that function. So we just need to call max and it will automatically choose the maximum value. We'll just need to call sum, it will do the sum of two numbers. So these are the built-in function. There's a whole list of built-in function and I'll share this link with you guys in the description. You can just go through these and they have given all the details of these functions, what sort of arguments we need to pass to this function. So to know, let's say that you're writing a program and you're confused that what argument I need to pass to this function, there's a built-in function for that known as help. So if you just type help and pass another function to it, so help round, so it gives us an information about the round function. That round is a function which need two arguments. The first is the number, second is the number of digits to which you need to round it. So similarly you can pass any function to this and it will give you the information, the Python interpreter. Okay, so this is the sum function and this is the arguments you need to pass to sum function. So this is about built-in functions. And we now jump on to create function. To create a function you need to use a keyword known as def. Def means defining that particular function, right? After that you need to write the name of the function. Let's say it is my function, and after that you just need to give it a command that what do you want this function to do. Let's say I want this function to print my name. Let's say hi, my name is Mohan, right? Now if we just run this part specifically, let's say if we just run this part and we'll check that it will print nothing. Why? Because we haven't called the function. We have create a function but we need to call this function. So to call a function we don't need to do anything particularly, we just need to type the function name, right? So this function is taking no argument. If you see these brackets, they are empty. That means this function is taking no argument, but this function will give us an output. So if I call this function, it will print this: hi, my name is Mohan. So what if we need to pass an argument to a function? How do we do that thing? Let's make another function. We'll name it as function my name, and we'll pass one argument to this function. Let's say first name. So print then first name and we'll give it a references, that's just a string. Now we'll call this function. My name is the function name here, and let's say I pass my name to this function. I'll just comment out this part and let's check, right? So we can change this thing with anything, like let's do it this way. We'll write this thing hi and then we'll pass the function name, right? So we'll give this hi Mohan. We can also do a bit of spacing here, right? So this is how we pass the argument. So if you say definition my name, first name is the only argument which we need to pass to this function. Let's say I add one more argument, last name. Now if I run this function, this will give me an error because it says that missing one required positional argument because there is one additional argument to this function which we need to pass, right? So that's how you can pass one argument or two arguments to a function. So again, this is working fine. So this was the main topic of day 3. I have mentioned this thing and give a complete overview and description about the functions in my blog, and the link for that is in the description box. Feel free to check it out. And now we'll jump on to hands-on exercise. First cell of code which we need to run. Yep, it went setup complete. So now we just need to follow the instructions. So the first question is complete the body of the following function according to its doc string. So this is the doc string. Doc string is like multi-line comment. You can like write anything. It's more of a documentation thing which can be useful when you're writing your own code. So it says the function is already defined. Return the given number rounded to 2 decimal places. So that means when some user passes any number into this function, it should round that number to 2 decimal places. So for this we are going to use round function. So if we just look at the round function here, we can see that it needed 2 arguments. The first argument is the number, that which number user is going to pass, and then the next argument is the number of digits. So it says the number should be rounded to 2 decimal places. So we just need to write our function here, return, that is wrong indentation, return round, that's our function, num, which is the first argument in the function, and then the second argument is round to 2 decimal places, that is to 2 decimal places. We'll just run this function and check correct. Yep. So this is question 1. We'll also look at the solution just for our own sake. Yep, return round number 2, so it's perfectly right whatever we have wrote here. Now we'll jump on to question 2. The help for round says that the n digit, that is the second argument, may be negative. What do you think will happen when it is? Try some examples in the following cell. So they are asking us to pass some arguments to round function with number of digits equal to negative. So let's say we pass it 3.45 and then we say -2, and it gave us 0. So if we change it to 34.5, it again gave us 0. Let me try it this way, and yep, now it's give us 300. So the concept behind this is that let me check the solution for this one. Yep, so the concept behind this is that if the number of digits are equal to -1, it will round to the nearest 10. If it's -2, it will round to the nearest 100. So like it is 345, it will round to the nearest 100, that is 300 here, right? Let's make it -1 and see what it do. 350, so it's 345, it will round it to the nearest, so it's more than 345 actually, so the nearest tens of this is 350, so this is rounding it to the nearest 10. So this is the concept behind the number of digits. So we'll jump on to the question number 3. The question number 3 is that in the previous exercise, like in the day 2 exercise, you can definitely jump onto my YouTube channel and look for the day 2 explanation also, which I have done yesterday. The candy sharing friend Alice, Bob and Carol tried to split candies evenly. For the sake of the friendship, any candies left over would be smashed. For example, if they collectively bring home 91 candies, they'll take 30 each and smash one. So below is the function that will calculate the number of candies to smash for any number of total candies. So modify it, that's what we need to do here. Modify it so that it optionally take a second argument representing the number of friends the candies are being split between. If no second argument is provided, it should assume 3 friends as before. So we need to give second argument to this function. So the first argument is total candies. We just need to add a second argument, so that this like optionally take a second argument representing the number of friends. So it should be number of friends. This should be our second argument. Now that doesn't look good. Yep, number of friends is our second argument. So what we need to do is, if no second argument, it should assume 3 friends. So we need to return total candies divided by our second argument, that is number of friends. We'll just run it to see whether it's right or not. No, it is not right. I think there is something wrong which I have done here. Let's read it again. Modify it so that it optionally take a second argument representing a number of friends the candies are being split between. If no second argument is provided, it should assume 3 friends as before. To smash should be callable with a single argument, right? So we'll make it equal to 3. Now it's correct. So what happened here is that we actually declare this argument here itself and then we call it like this. So if a value is changed at the top of the function, you don't need to re-enter the value here, right? So this is question 3